For sure.
Well, we are joined by Blake to talk about the history and highlights of the Fairmont Opera House. Thank you so much for joining us, Blake, today.
Thank you.
Okay, we talked about Florida. Let's talk about the Fairmont Opera House.
Yeah.
Walk us through the history.
Yeah, of course. So the Fairmont Opera House in Fairmont, Minnesota is the oldest operating theater in the state of Minnesota. It opened in 1901. So I brought one of the shares along today. These are original shares that when the community wanted to start the Opera House and wanted to start the theater, they sold these for $50 a piece to start the theater. So all the people in the community purchased those, and then on opening night, they sold out both shows for opening night, and tickets were $5 a piece in 1901. And it's interesting because you could stay at the hotel locally for $2 a night. Wow. So it was really expensive and cool to be there.
Miss those prices.
Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah, to think like 125 years ago that $5 was a lot of money. So it's pretty amazing. And then through the years, then the Opera House kind of grew and progressed. So in 1912, it became the Haynick Theater. It was purchased by two of the original shareholders and became a theater that showed silent movies. And they also had an orchestra and put in a pipe organ. So this is one of the original pipes from the 1,000-pipe organ that was in the Fairmont Opera House. And it would play along and accompany the silent movies that happened there at the Fairmont Opera House. And we have several of these that people have purchased in auctions to help with fundraising stuff too. So it still works. You
Awesome.
put air through it and it still sounds good. So then in 1912, it was the Haynick Orchestra all the way up until 1927 when it became the Nicholas Theater. Then it was primarily focused on movies. And became a movie house throughout its history, and many people came in, and I still run into people who are like, oh, we saw movies at the Nicholas. And then it was on its last legs in like 1979. They were going to tear it down and turn it into a parking garage for downtown. And a local community group said, even though it's in disrepair, we want to keep it and keep it as a theater here in Fairmont. So they purchased the building for $51,000, put their own blood, sweat, tears, and resources into it to turn it into what it is today. And now today, we're in the midst of a capital campaign. We're looking for $4.4 million to restore the facility so we can reopen and work again. We've got $600,000 pledged locally, and we're looking to continue to raise more so we can get back to what we do really well. The Opera House started because the community wanted it. It continued in the late 70s and early 80s because the community wanted it to continue, and we feel that the community again will rally and support us, not just Fairmont but the larger community as well, to rally and support us and get us back to the things that we do really well in our community. So it is because of the community, it's for the community, and we're going to get back to doing the things for the community again.
That's awesome. So raise that money. What would the expectation then be for the Fairmont Opera House? Are we going movies? Are we going plays? What is the expectation?
All of the above.
All of the above.
The Fairmont Opera House, we have community theater that runs kindergarten all the way through age 99 plus, as well as bringing in entertainment from all over the world. We recently had a group that came in from Jordan, like the country of Jordan was here for a week. We've had groups from Finland, Israel, China, as well as things here in Minnesota and regionally as well. So it's music, it's theater, it's dance, it's everything you can think of. And we also have a 27-foot movie screen on stage that we can show movies there at the Fairmont Opera House as well. So really a multi-use, multi-function performance facility.
So it has a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Why is it so special to you?
Oh, so I grew up in the area. I performed on the Fairmont Opera House stage for about 20 years. And now I live with my wife and my daughter and my son on my grandparents' farm. So like, for me, it's really personal and it's really part of who I am and part of my story, just like it is for a lot of people in our community who have performed there or have seen shows there from all over the world, that it's this really personal connection. And now getting to run it as executive director, I never thought I would. And I've been there for almost 10 years running this amazing, impactful facility right in my home community.
That's awesome. If people wanted to help out with the Fairmont Opera House, how could they do that?
Absolutely. Check us out on social medias by looking at Fairmont Opera House Incorporated or Fairmont Opera House, and then also our website, www.fairmontoperahouse.org.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today.